Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Portia was surprised to run into Brad at the hospital, and he explained someone called in sick, so he was filling in because he was trying to prove he had changed. He wondered why his presence bothered her so much, and Portia flashed to changing Heather's test results. When Trina came to see her mother, she noticed Brad and said Stella called him a bad egg. Rick visited Heather in prison, and she insisted she still wanted to fight for her freedom. After Trina told Ava that she was going back to school and would need to cut her hours at the gallery, Ava was also pleased when Rick arrived with good news about her custody case. While complaining about not being able to help Heather, Rick got a text about the new lab results, which didn't match the ones from GH. Ava suggested someone who wanted to keep Heather in prison tampered with the blood tests. When Rick began wondering who that could be, Ava tried to steer him away and went to the hospital to give Portia a heads up. Elizabeth warned Aiden that Lucky was coming back and offered to contact him, but Aiden said his father knew how to reach him. Terry asked Liz how she felt about Lucky coming back, and she admitted she didn't expect him to stick around. Lucky visited Lulu and confessed he had been running and hiding but now wanted to make things right. He then went to Bobby's where he ran into Liz. They reconnected and he explained where he'd been, easing Liz's concerns by assuring her he wouldn't make Aiden any promises he couldn't keep. Lucky then visited Sonny and checked in on Isaiah in the hospital, who told Lucky what he could expect from the transplant surgery but insisted he would never operate again. Molly urged her mother to defend herself and stop taking the blame for a crime Sonny committed. With the gun still missing, Molly was upset that Alexis was still protecting Christina and wondered who would do it if she was in prison. Alexis hoped she would, but Molly was still angry at her sister, who hadn't admitted her mistakes. Alexis argued she was suffering from postpartum depression, and Molly got upset and stormed off. Carly worried about Alexis being blamed for Kate's death, but Sonny promised the case would fall apart, and if it didn't, he would turn himself in. Lucas came home to Port Charles and caught up with Carly, worried she was getting back together with Sonny. He then went to the hospital and talked to Terry about being the new trauma surgeon, then confronted Brad and warned him that if they ever spoke, it would only be work-related. Curtis warned Nina to watch herself with Drew and not get hurt, then later wondered why Marshall didn't tell him he was going on tour with Wynton Marsalis. Confronting his father, he urged Marshall to take the gig and promised he could handle both Aurora and the Savoy while he was gone. Sam ran into Jason at the hospital and he apologized for leaving without telling her or Danny. She appreciated that and admitted she understood why he had to go save the day again. As Liz arrived and welcomed him home, Sam went to Lulu's room where Dante thought it sounded like she and Jason were turning the corner. Chase and Brooke Lynn worried when Violet was sent home from school for hitting a boy who had called her father a drunk. Trina lashed out at Gio for refusing to play at the gallery because of believing Eva pushed Christina. But Jocelyn got them to hash it out and Trina agreed to rehire him,